What is good, guys? Today we're back on these Bleach Rebirth of Souls character guides, and today we have Grimmjow Jack. You already know, this character is insanely fun with high attack power and the ability to increase combos through the use of his powerful annihilation and decimation states. This character can legit get you back into any game through sheer power alone. Super fun character, but let's get straight into this guide, man. First things first, Grimmjow is a gauge character and it's called Impulse Gauge. By building Impulse Gauge, you can jump straight into Annihilation state, which turns Grimmjow into a straight attack demon. It's really disgusting. You get extra damage and some of your moves get their properties changed so that you can extend your combos. Super nasty stuff. Naturally, your primary focus with this character will be to fill up the gauge. Usually you would fill up your gauge by attacking the enemy or doing certain attacks or something, but Grimmjow is a little bit different. Grimmjow actually builds gauge by taking damage, and with his signature move, which isn't even an attack, but we'll get into that in a second. The fact that you have to take damage to get into Annihilation state is definitely a downside, but keep watching, you'll understand the more I talk about this character. His signature move, Preparation, is going to be your primary way to get into Annihilation state, because the alternative is literally sitting there and getting messed up, right? Essentially, this move is just a gauge charge. You hold it and it charges gauge pretty slowly. I guess this move is still like cool because you can bait your opponent into attacking into it, which they're definitely going to want to do because you can't block whilst you're charging. So I guess this move has some other uses outside of charging. Well, one. This move though completely changes when in Annihilation state. I guess so that you can't just infinitely stay in it, but whatever. This move turns into Gilan Patada, which is this kind of roundhouse kick. This move can be incredibly strong. Firstly, it has the guard property all the way up until it activates, so you can use this while your opponent is attacking to get off your own free attack. And this is made even more disgusting when you have reverse gauge available, because with reverse gauge, this move becomes a combo starter, which is disgusting. At first when I was checking this out, I was thinking this move was kinda mid, but then I delved deeper a little bit and realized no, this is actually disgusting, but we move. Grimmjow's flash attack is called Leap. This move is probably going to be your only approach tool because Grimmjow is very much a close quarters kind of character and he doesn't have any other mid-range moves. This move is pretty mid, but I guess it serves a purpose, right? In Annihilation state, this actually becomes like a key move because it gets added utility. First, this move is sped up, like this whole hopping animation is gone. He gets an active hitbox on the whole move, so it becomes like a charge, which is pretty cool. But most importantly, one, it becomes a combo starter, which is really strong. Because like your only approach tool, now you can just full combo off of, which is pretty insane. And two, you can also use it to extend and get extra damage in your combos. I'll probably show like a before and after of the same combo like here or something, but yeah, this is one of the main things that makes Grimmjow truly disgusting in Annihilation state. And the move you will probably need to figure out how to actually land efficiently. In Annihilation state, this move is by no means reactable, so it's going to be a lot easier to hit when in that state. However, in your regular base form, using it is a lot harder. Because of the little hopping animation, your opponent can sometimes see it and maybe react to it. The game's still new, so you're probably going to have to mess around with this a little bit, you know. Spiritual Pressure move 1, Sero. This Sero is a little different from other characters' Sero, where it's kind of a mid to long range tool. Grimmjow's is close range, like the rest of his kit. This move is decent, it gives you a little step forward so it can close like small gaps whilst attacking. This move is pretty quick too, and because of the step, you can use this as a nice combo ender, which is pretty nice. Because it does around the same damage as a regular non-annihilation state extended combo. So pretty damn good in my opinion, especially if you don't want to use up any reverse gauge, which wouldn't really make sense if they do the same damage. Now, Spiritual Pressure move 2, Kill Them, Spare No One. Now this move is really disgusting, right? But you have to be careful with this one for real, because this move can mess you up just as easily as you can blow up your opponent. This move, quote unquote, detonates your rage, temporarily entering decimation state. This state is essentially Annihilation state, but enhanced. So basically, all the moves that get buffed by the Annihilation state are all more disgusting, which sounds absurd, right? But this is why you have to be careful with this one, because whilst in this state, every move that Grimmjow does that has recoil will damage your own reishi, your own health. which isn't the best thing in the world, you know. It's not even like a little decrease that's barely noticeable. Like, nah, this adds up for real. So if you're not pumping out straight offense and damage and your opponent is defending really well against you, then this state becomes really bad, right? I'd say this is probably something that you would use when you're already winning, to like curb stomp your opponent and make sure that they stay down, because it is very strong. But misusing this technique can put you in a really bad spot really quickly, and why Grimmjow is probably going to end up looking like an all or nothing character at some point, which you know is pretty low accurate, so I'm not even mad about it. Now in Awakening, Grimmjow turns into his little kitty form, where you get access to some new moves to blow up your opponents with. Grimmjow gets the regular Awakening buffs, but he also gets a new spiritual pressure move which replaces Cero, Garra della Pantera. Now, at face value, this move does the exact same thing as Cero, just with a slightly different animation, right? Where you'd be right, but you'd also be incredibly wrong, because this move has one horrifying property that Cero doesn't have. But there's a condition. You have to be in decimation state, and if you hit this move at point blank range whilst in Awakening and in decimation state, it becomes unblockable, which is genuinely a terrifying prospect for your opponent, or at least it should be. This means Grimmjow has constant offensive pressure whilst in decimation state, almost unstoppable offensive pressure in my opinion. I imagine people will find ways to slow this kind of offense down somewhat over time, but I don't think that there's too many answers to it in this game. Once Grimmjow really gets cooking, when he's fully committed to cooking with decimation state, there's not a whole lot that can stop him. So in summary guys, Grimmjow is a brawler. You want to constantly be up close with the character because of his high damage, and also just the fact he has no other moves that would support any other playstyle other than just kicking in your opponent's teeth relentlessly, right? You can use Cero to catch whiffs, you can use Cero in combos, and during downtime when you and your opponent are kind of feeling each other out in neutral, you want to be charging your impulse gauge with your signature move, because Annihilation State is how you pop off. During Annihilation State, you don't really want to let up. This is when you cash in on all the time you spent charging it. You need to take advantage of all the extra combo damage and enhanced moves before it runs out, and you start the process all over again. The way you use Decimation State will probably differ from player to player, but the overall idea is not to spam this, or you will probably end up dead. But you know, people like living life on the edge, so I think that it's probably best to use this if 1, you already have a life lead and you really want to secure a kill, or 2, you're losing pretty badly and you just need to get back into the game, right? This of course will change once you're awakened, because in decimation state you get access to an unblockable literally for existing, so you will probably use it a lot more when you're awakened, but I don't know. But that's up to you guys. So that's it for Grimmjow boys. I'll drop some combos here I think. Grimmjow's got some cool combos. Most of the really strong ones are locked behind Annihilation and Decimation states, though, so keep that in mind. I don't think there's like a whole lot here. Cero is obviously a gross ender, but yeah, that's what I found, at the very least. If you guys enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. I'll be keeping these guides coming out. I'll be having some gameplay out soon, so subscribe. Come on, it don't cost you anything. And until next time guys.